Hey everyone, it's Mari. I'm back again today for the Vicki Boutin design team, and I'm going to be creating a 12 by 12 layout with the Storyteller collection. I'm starting off here with a piece of the Stardust paper. I'm going to use about 2/3 of this paper. I've trimmed about a third or so off, probably about maybe a little less than a third. I think I've probably taken about 2 inches off the top of that. I'm going to adhere that down to a white cardstock base, and I'm going to obviously be using the side with the text on it up. Now I'm going to fill the remainder of that white space on that white cardstock with a piece of the daisy paper. So I've just measured that with a pencil, and I'm going to take that strip and adhere that to the top of my layout, so that there's just that little bit of that floral at the top. I love how this paper coordinates with the text on the Stardust paper. It's just really pretty. And the daisy paper has kind of like that little bit of an aqua background. I'm going to take a strip of the memoir paper, that's the black with the white text on it in Vicki's handwriting. And I've also taken a piece of craft cardstock and I've trimmed a strip of that and also did a scallop edge on it with We Are Memory Keepers scallop punch. I will link up all of these things in the description box below. So I'm going to just use those 2 strips as a place over top of where the text paper and the daisies join up. And now I have printed 2 photos here in black and white. They're about 2.2 by 2.2, just a little over 2 inches. And I have printed those in black and white, and I've created a little photo mat out of that same memoir paper, but that memoir paper that I'm distressing here with my paper distressing tool is from the 8x6 paper pad. So it's a smaller pattern than the 12 by 12. And that is going to just be my really simple photo mat behind my small photo here. I took the photos with a Snapchat filter with the bunny ears. I just thought this would be fun for around Easter time. There's lots of really fun Snapchat filters that are obviously seasonally themed that you can use for some fun photos in your scrapbooking. I'm going to pop that photo up on a little bit of foam tape and adhere that down to my mat. I'm going to do the exact same thing with my second photo. The second photo, I'm looking upwards, and so my idea was to put one of the photos kind of lower on the layout so that it looks like I'm looking up at the other photo kind of thing. That was the method to my madness here. Now I fussy cut a bunch of papers, and I'm also using a little bit of, this is a piece of white cardstock that I created for another layout. If you caught it a couple weeks ago, or a few weeks ago now, I guess maybe 3 weeks ago, I created that mixed media piece, and this is what's left over of it. And I cut a bunch of circles out of that, and I'm going to use that on this layout. I also fussy cut daisies from the daisy paper. I fussy cut leaves from the songbird paper. I fussy cut butterflies from the Mariposa paper. And I'm going to use all of those pieces to embellish my layout here. So I wanted to create a little cluster kind of up in the top left area there where those strips of paper are. And I just, wanted to layer the butterfly, a little bit of daisy, a little bit of foliage from the songbird paper and so on, plus a circle from that mixed media paper. And I'm going to use those same kinds of parts for kind of like a curved line that's going to start at the kind of lower left and curve up towards the photo that's at the top and then over to the side. So I'm just going to take more of those fussy cut pieces and layer them to create that kind of flowing line. And that's just going to take your eye from one photo to the next across the paper in the lower portion of the layout. So that was kind of my idea for the design of this project. And all of the little bits that I have fussy cut and the die cut circles from that mixed media paper. By the way, I cut those circles from a bunch of different sizes of circle punches. And I'm just going to layer those with some foam adhesive, and I'm going to use liquid adhesive on the bottom layers and then just add some foam to make them nice and textured and dimensional in that way. And you can just see I'm varying the sizes of the daisies. I'm varying the sizes of the butterflies so that it just looks more interesting. Everything's kind of, not exactly the same. So just varying the sizes, but the same kind of elements repeated over and over again. And I did also cut some circles out of the specialty paper from Storyteller, the vellum with the gold foiling circles. I cut some of the different sizes of circles to add to the centers of the mixed media circles. So you'll just see me adding those to some of the areas as well. So I'm just going to show you roughly where I place these as I'm figuring out my design. What I do when I do this is I take a photograph of the placement of everything, and then I stick it down once I have a photo so that I know where I want everything placed. I just find that works really well for me. Otherwise, I find that I don't remember where I place things if I take things off and then put them back on to stick them down. What I did with this one, once I had everything where I wanted it, I didn't completely take it off. I took a picture so that if anything got moved out of place, I could refer back to the picture. But I actually left everything where it was and just picked everything up one at a time, sort of thing. And for the bottom layer, I just stuck my glue bottle kind of like underneath and stuck a little adhesive under there. I didn't even really pick it up. And in that way, you can just kind of keep everything in the spot where you want it. So when you're working on something like this, where you have a lot of pieces to place, it's just one way that you can do that so that you don't have to take everything off. Now, I do have that bottom photo on kind of an angle, and right now the top photo is on the same angle. I don't like that. I don't like how that looks. So I do end up moving the top photo so that it's on an opposite angle to the bottom one. Now, I did want to finish the bottom off as well with a little bit of washi tape. So you'll see me here. I think this is where I do this. Oh, I'm actually going to put a puffy sticker on for the title first. I actually end up changing this, but I wanted to keep it in the video and show you, just a couple different ways. This actually is fine. I could have left it, but I decided to choose something else instead. But definitely, if you have the puffy stickers and you wanted to recreate this layout or this design in some way, this actually would have worked. I love the pop of the black for sure. I do really like that, but I did end up changing that later, and you'll see that. Now I'm going to use a couple of the stickers, the phrase stickers from the sticker book. I'm going to put be who you want to be as a phrase sticker on this side of that top photo. And then I'm going to grab another one of those phrase stickers. I love the sticker book, by the way. It's one of my favorite things from the collection. And I did check at scrapbook.com, and the majority of this collection is still available. So if you are still missing some pieces, make sure you check it out. I have linked everything up in the description box below. So that other little phrase sticker I put to the left of the bottom photo, and it says laugh. And so this is just going to journal a little bit about, just staying light-hearted about life in these days that we're in this season, just trying to remain positive, right? And don't sweat the small stuff. So the little bit of washi tape that's going to go on that bottom, I love that black washi. It's so great for a pop of black. It's a really great way to finish up the bottom of a layout, or the top for that matter. I really like that. It says, this one says, tell your story, which I thought was really great. And here you can see I've changed out that puffy phrase to the chipboard, tell your story, which kind of links up nicely with the script that's in the memoir paper, as well as the text that's on that washi. So I just like how it coordinated a little bit better with everything. Now I am going to add some Heidi Swapp Color Shine in gold splatters to my layout. I've been doing this a lot. You guys are probably sick of this, but I'm not. I really love it. I really have been loving my gold color shine in all of my different projects lately, not just Vicki's. So sometimes you just grab for something that has been, a go-to for you in the past, and you bring it back into your process and just love it all over again. So that's how I feel about my gold color shine. If you don't have this particular brand of gold mist, I know that you might not be able to find it because I think it is discontinued. There's lots of others. There's a Jen Hadfield out there. There's I don't know, lots of different gold mists. You can actually even take Vicki's gold glaze and water it down and splatter it on and get the same type of effect. So lots of different ways to achieve this if you don't have this particular product. And I also splattered with, of course, the Dina Wakley white gloss spray as well, which is another one of my favorite things right now. I love that stuff. It dries so nice and dimensional, and the white is just like really nice bright white, and it looks really great splattered on these butterflies, which are a little bit darker. So on that monarch butterfly and the dark colored butterflies and that. Of course, I did want to cover up my photos. I didn't want to get any of the splatter on the photographs, but this is basically the last part of my process here today. I really had fun creating this. Storyteller is just one of the most beautiful collections, and it's just, makes me so happy making with it. It's gorgeous. And I am just going to finish this up. I did actually attach some still shots at the end so that you can check that out as well. And just some close-ups so that you can see the layout up a little bit closer. I did also do a blog post for this video, so you can check out Vicki's blog as well. Vicki does have a really great Facebook group as well, so make sure you check out her Facebook community. And you can just see here that I have added some journaling strips right up below the title there. Just typed those out on my computer in Microsoft Word, printed them off and cut them into strips with my trimmer, and then glued them down just with some liquid adhesive. So a really simple way to add some journaling to your projects. Thank you so much, guys, for stopping by my channel today. Don't forget to check the description box below for links to all of the products that I used. If you have any questions about anything that I showed you here today, don't forget to leave a question in the comments or just a comment in general. I did link up to a couple of other videos here on the end screen if there's something else you might like to watch that I've created. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd love to have you as a subby. Bye-bye.